Everybody, Gabe Gold Diamond Cosmic Pulse. How you doing? I'm pretty much just going to be doing videos throughout the week. A little bit easier to do. My job requires a lot of my time and energy, and it's just something to basically help me build up, build up some, momentum. But I'm still dedicated to this page, dedicated to this blog, dedicated to giving you guys information, what I know about astrology and other forms of divination, and how they connect to our life process. And I hope that I'm giving a unique perspective that isn't already out there. So, what I want to talk about right now is what the astrology is going to be for this upcoming holiday in the United States called Independence Day. Now, Independence Day is July 4th, as I'm sure all of you know. The Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776, which makes which makes America, or the idea of the United States, a solar Cancer, and also with rising Sagittarius and Aquarius moon. So we have a very tribal we have a tribal consciousness, which champions the individual, Sagittarius, and also champions freedom, Aquarius. And we are very connected to the feeling of being free. So there's that little blurb on that. But what I really want to talk about is the current astrology, or what the astrology is going to be for July 4th. And on July 4th, there will be a new moon in Cancer, which I think is really awesome to have another birthday of the United States being marked by a new moon. And with it being in Cancer, it's really about connectivity, connecting to those values that we have within us, and those values that we share with others. And with it being in Cancer, it's just, Cancer is just about being connected to yourself, always checking in with yourself, being connected to yourself. What are you feeling? Now, for me, being a natal solar Cancer, that's something I'm doing constantly, all the time, always checking in with myself every moment, because the more expanded in awareness that you become, the more present that you have to be. You have to be very present. You always have to be aware of what you're doing inside, and how that's coloring your perception. And especially for water signs, because water signs are known to be a little crazy, because we're more sensitive to the unseen forces. It's not that we're more sensitive, but it's more obvious that we're sensitive to unseen forces than other signs like fire signs or earth signs or air signs. It's more obvious. So it's really important that we're constantly checking in with ourselves and maintaining that sense of presence. So it's just very important for water signs. And with new moon in Cancer, you're going to be in. It's definitely a time to get in touch with your tribe, get in touch with your family. New moon is also the time to set intentions. It's the time to plant your psychic seeds, and to basically, with it being in Cancer, your seeds are going to be along the lines of what it is that you most deeply desire for your own emotional security. Cancer is the sign of the home and emotional security, what you come back home to. The moon is also the planet of emotional security, and the moon rules Cancer. So it's really just a beautiful time to celebrate the security that you already have, and to put the intention forward to create even more security in your life. Now, the thing about security is it's a two-way street. It is something that stabilizes you, but it also can enslave you. And that's something that the United States is going through. Just to get a little bit political, we're going through a time where there's a lot of double-edged sword type dynamics, where there are a lot of things happening that are very scary in the world, and that make especially United States Americans desire more security. And there's a quote from Benjamin Franklin, who was a solar Capricorn. He says, to paraphrase, those who desire security over freedom deserve neither one of those things. Because security, with too much security, you start building prison walls around yourself, and you actually end up losing or not having access to the freedoms that you are actually born with. So this is also a time to don't to be aware that your own security is not building walls around yourself and isolating yourself from everyone out of fear. This is a time to, no matter what scary shit is happening, to continue to. Cancer is about building a base of security, place that you come home to. This is my home. This is where I come to recharge, to share my intimate emotions, to share my intimate feelings, to share to have intimate relationships. But I also have to go back out into the world and exercise my freedom, as long as it's not infringing upon another's freedom and enslaving another person. So that's something to really keep in mind this July 4th. And remember, even though just to digress, I know this might be a controversial topic, but even though the United States is not perfect and it was built, its foundation is pretty as far as like the physical labor that was put into it and what needed to happen in order for things to be established here is very, very controversial and questionable and violent. Even though it's not perfect, the ideals upon which this country was founded, you can't find them. You can't really find them in a lot of other places on this planet. And if you live in America, that's not to put any other place down on the planet. Every other place that's doing well is doing well. But here, if you live here in America, if you live in the United States, also take time to give thanks for the ability to live in a place like this, even though it's not perfect. Human beings are here. Human beings run it, so it's not going to be perfect. But be grateful for the security and the freedom that you have, and intend to be more centered and secure within yourself, so that you can be more free to express yourself in other areas. The two things go hand in hand, I believe. And freedom helps you to feel more secure in yourself. Exercising your freedom, meaning being confident in yourself and doing what's in your heart. Doing what's in your heart is freedom, and doing that helps you to feel more secure. And being more secure with yourself spiritually helps you to be more free. And once you're able to understand that dynamic, then that's when your consciousness is really on point and you're really expanded. So just later in the month, just to give you a little short blurb, Mercury and Venus are going to be going into Leo. Venus is going to go first mid-month, and then Mercury's going to follow. And so basically, if you're not hooked up with anybody yet, you're definitely going to feel a lot more bold in the field, playing the field. If you're with somebody, you're taking it to another level. As far as like with the Mercury, it's definitely speech shifts from inner subjectivity to outer boldness and bluntness. And then the sun goes into Leo, obviously between July 20th and 22nd, depending on when you think that the sun goes into Leo. So anyway, Leo energy is coming, but right now, enjoy this Cancerian energy. Get in touch with your roots, get in touch with your family, get in touch with your tribe, get in touch with what is most important to you, what helps you feel secure, and realize the dynamic between security and freedom. And enjoy this July 4th. All right. Peace out. Cosmic Pulse, bitch.